I signed up for a half marathon trail race that takes place at Vasquez Rocks. So I need to start training and I need a training plan. But I don't want just any training program. I want something personalized to my goals, needs, and availability. Like training for running in mountains in the middle of Florida. So I'm going to use AI to create my training plan and take you along every step of the way. All right, so let's hop into building out my custom training plan. Now, there are a few things that I want to make sure this training plan includes, and that's one of the power of why I'm trying to use AI anyways. When I've trained for races in the past, I've just used whatever Garmin program comes up when I try to program it into my watch, but that's just running. And I got a couple specific things that I want to make sure that this achieves. So one thing that I want to do is I want it to be a bit more of a hybrid training program. I want to do running, obviously, but I don't want to give up strength training. So I want to make sure that it includes strength training. The other thing is I want it to be personalized to myself and my body's ability and what heart rate zones I should be training in. So I'm going to give it my age, so I can just do the basic math of what my theoretical maximum heart rate is. And I want it to include target heart rate zones in what each training plan should incorporate. And I also want it to be personalized to the equipment that I have and also sort of the locations that I'm going to be in. So for the first few weeks of this training program, I'm still going to be in Florida. There are not a lot of hills or mountains here to practice on to train elevation gain, but I do have access to a treadmill. I have access to a weight vest. I feel like those two together can help me train for incline climbing, hiking. So I want to make sure that it incorporates that gear that I have. So these are the three elements that I want to make sure that AI includes when it builds out my training plan. I'm going to go to Anthropic's Claude. I really like Anthropic and their Claude AI model. I found it has a lot better results than OpenAI, ChatGPT, but I'm sure that will also work fine. I'll test out the same prompt at the end of this in ChatGPT to see what happens. But I like Claude. I like how it formats the data as well. And I found that the results just tend to be a bit better. I'm going to specifically use their 3.5 Sonnet model. All right, so let me give it some info. I am training to run a half marathon trail race, and I need a training plan. I have 8 weeks. I'm gonna tell it the race is on a Saturday because it might assume it's on a Sunday and build a plan for that. So I want to make sure it builds a plan for incorporating that it is on a Saturday. The race is on Saturday. I want the plan to include running, obviously, strength training, target heart rate zones. I am 36 years old. I'll be 37 by the time this race happens. And incorporate the gear that I have. For the first 3 weeks, I will be in Florida, which does not have any hills or elevation to train on. I will have access to a treadmill and a weight vest, so include those in the plan. All right, let's just see what it makes now. We can always have it modify the training plan. That's one thing that you can do a lot with AI. If it gives outputs you don't like, it's not like you have to start from scratch or redo your entire prompt. Go just tell it, I don't like this specific thing, redo this aspect, change this thing. All right, so it's giving me a bullet point list of training plan. First 3 weeks in Florida, use the treadmill to simulate hills by increasing the incline during speed work. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, schedule overview: Monday, rest or light cross training. Tuesday, speed work or hill training. Wednesday, strength training. Thursday, easy run. Friday, rest. Saturday, long run, which would coincide with the race, so got that. Sunday, easy run or cross training. Okay, so I like that it included interval training. I don't even think, no, I didn't specifically mention that, but that was something I actually did want it to include. I would have told it to include that if it did not do that. All right, so it's got interval training, Wednesday, full body strength training, Thursday, a 5-mile easy run, Saturday, an 8-mile long run with a weight vest, Sunday, 4-mile easy run, zone 2, zone 2, 3. I don't know if I would necessarily do the longest run of the week with the weight vest, so I'm gonna have it change that. Also, I feel like it kind of copped out with the strength training request, and it basically just said, yeah, you just do all your strength training on one day. That's not really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for strength training mixed in with most of the days. So I'm going to have it modify that. And then weeks 4 to 7, assuming access to hills. I like that it did that. Okay, so it's saying do hill repeats. Just 1 day of strength training a week is the sort of idea it did. All right, so let's modify this. I like to be nice to the AI, so thanks for the plan few things I want to change. Strength training on just one day is not really a hybrid training plan. Strength training should be incorporated on more days throughout the week. I think the weight vest should be used on shorter runs, not the longest run of the week, and also with the treadmill. Please modify the plan. Coach Claude, what do you got? Okay, so the new weekly schedule overview: Monday, easy run and upper body strength training. Tuesday, speed work or hill training. Wednesday, rate, rest, or light cross training. Thursday, moderate run, lower body. Friday, rest. Saturday, long run. Sunday, easy run and core. So we got running with just a general, like, do upper body. It doesn't really specifically tell me what to do, but I can ask you more specific questions about that to like build out an upper body workout. Tuesday, we have the treadmill sprints, but it did modify by saying finish with a weight vest walk for 15 minutes, like that. That's cool. It got rid of the weight vest on the long runs. And let's see. So I would probably say for myself that I would probably do the weight vest on one of these mid-distance runs, especially the ones that are going to be zone 2, because my heart rate always jacks up. It's hard for me to stay in a zone 2. It's hard for me to stay in the zone 3 without it creeping into a zone 4 if I'm like running. So these ones that are zone 2, zone 3, I'll probably add the weight vest. I could tell it to do that, but I'm just probably going to do that myself because it'll just end up being a brisk walk with the weight vest, and that should keep me in zone 2 and zone 3. I might creep to zone 4, but I don't think so. So I think that'd be good training. All right, then once we get access to hills, hill repeats on Tuesday, Monday, we've got 5 miles. So the volume is increasing, or the distance is increasing. And it's basically, how many runs is this? This is running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days a week. As we get closer, how's it running now? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's running 5 days a week, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, this feels like a good place to start, but this is sort of part of the second part of the experiment. So I'll get to that in a second when I bring this into Airtable, but I do want this to, okay, so I do want to reformat this to be a table. Format the training plan into a table. Each row should be a single training day. Okay, and so basically it did that. Yeah, so that looks pretty good, but I do want to add some extra columns to split up some of the data. Looks great. Can you add extra columns for the target running distance and target heart rate zone? So I'm gonna add 2 more columns. All right, so I made the new table and it added the correct columns, so that's cool. Okay, so the second part that I want to do with this is bring this into Airtable to kind of build out my training plan. All right, so I'm going to bring all this table into Airtable. We'll just do a nice wipe transition. Once all the data is in here, we'll show you the screen of what it looks like with all of the data in here. And so what I'm trying to track is the date that I'm aiming to do this workout. And I can also view it on a calendar, which will help what the activity is, what the movement is. So I'm going to link it to a separate list that I have of movements. It's a connected table. Info for when I'm doing strength training. Some of these are just past workouts that I logged just to kind of keep track of them. I'm gonna have the target distance, and then I'm gonna have the target heart rate zone for that workout. And then I'm gonna log what I actually did once I do complete that workout. So it'll be what the time is, what the total distance is that I completed, what the average heart rate was throughout the workout, and what my max heart rate was at whatever point of the workout. I'm just gonna be tracking it on this pretty old Garmin Fenix 3 HR, because the 3 had a non-HR version and an HR version. I have the HR version, which is kind of irrelevant now. This is kind of a relic, but it works for this. Garmin wants to sponsor me. I will test out your watches. So this is part 2 of what I want to try with the AI. Because like, okay, look, made the training plan. You could argue, okay, you could easily, you know, I had a couple specific requirements that I wanted to incorporate in the training plan to make it bit more personalized, and you could argue you could find a training plan online and just tweak it yourself, which is totally fine. The second part that I want to test with this experiment is build a project in Claude, which is basically you can kind of just give it some data that it refers to and knows, for instance, probably the training plan, but I also want to feed it the results of my workout and then ask it if there's anything I should modify. Maybe I'll also like add another column of like how I felt, you know, my rate of perceived exertion, or just sort of how I felt overall from that workout, and see if Claude will like modify the workouts or be like, hey, I think I don't even know. If the super long distance runs were hard, if it'll give me a modification to do more runs, but shorter runs. Basically, I just want to see, like, if I give it info, will it give me, if I give it personalized info, will it give me personalized feedback and modify the training plan as I go on and train for the race? So that's the second part of the experiment. Subscribe, stay tuned to kind of follow, see what happens with that. All right, real quick before we leave, I did mention I was going to test out running the same prompt in ChatGPT, and then I totally forgot to record that. So let me test it out right now. I've got the prompt copied. I'm going to paste it in here, and let's see what it makes. All right, so it gave it to me as a bullet point list, no overview. So let me try to decipher what it is saying. All right, one thing that does stand out immediately is not only did it give me strength training, but it actually gave me the specific workout to do. I actually like that a lot better. All right, it's got my run, it's got my target heart rate zone. I like that it has a much more specific hill simulation workout as well. Let's see where it's got the weight vest. Strength training with the weight vest. Interesting. Step-ups, push-ups, included interval runs. Like I mentioned before, would have added interval runs, but it did it automatically. And interesting. Okay, so Saturday it has the long run, focus on endurance, target heart rate zone. I wish it would actually give me the number. I just don't remember what they are offhand. Obviously, that's an easier fix. Let me see if it will change that. Okay, and so it's giving me the same workout each week. So there's nothing building. Okay, so some things that stand out. It does have specific strength training, which I like, but it's very just focused on lower body. Would like a more of a I want a full body strength training as I'm training for the half marathon. All right, so let me see if I can modify it. Okay, my modifications, strength training, full body picture, upper, lower, core, spread throughout the week. Each week should progress and not just be the same. Format this into a table. Okay, so it's sorted to the progression, sort of on the later parts. It did do the table. Table looks good. And our progression, 12 miles here, so 10 miles on a trail, 12 miles. Give me the specific heart rate zone number. I am 36 years old. I think I said that in the beginning, but just in case. All right, so it gave me the zones up here. So I have to say, I am kind of liking ChatGPT's training plan a bit more specific, a bit more. It actually seems like it makes a bit more sense. All right, didn't actually put the zone in here. I don't know why it's not doing that. The one thing I do want to modify, put the zone number in the table. Also, I want to do strength training 3 times a week. Let's see if it will do that. Okay, finally give me the heart rate zone in the table. And it did do what I requested. So 4 mile easy run and lower body strength training, upper body strength training, Wednesday run and upper body, and Sunday, my cross training day. So much more responsive, and these actually make sense. And these actually have a specific workout, which I like a lot. All right, this is good. I think I will probably incorporate a mixture of some stuff that I get from here and some stuff that Claude suggested, but this is actually looking pretty promising. I think I will go with this more, but I will also further my experiment to both Coach Claude and Coach ChatGPT. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next episode.